live.
Let me check.
All right, we got signal. We got signal, and we're starting the show.
Let's go.
Welcome to the show. And there's only one place to start. You know where we got to start.
Yes, sir. Ooh.
Where is his ass at? There's only one person to start with, and that is one Mr. John Harbaugh. Where is his ass at? He is in New York. Is he still in New York? Because that was they were following this thing around like he was the Pope. Is he still in the facility? Is he back in his hotel? Did he get on a plane? Is he in? Is he having lunch? Is he having dinner? Is he having a snack? Is he watching a movie?
Right.
But anyway, all kidding aside, John Harbaugh is expected to be the next coach of the Giants. How many coaches have they had? Because I was gonna say the 53rd coach, but obviously not that many.
I don't know. I don't know that for him.
Yes, he is set to be the Giants coach. Sounds like all of the full court press that they put on was effective. John Harbaugh will be coaching the New York Giants next season, and our resident Giant fan, Word Life, you can have the first thoughts, the first feelings. How did you find out about it? What were you thinking? Did you think it was gonna happen? Were you excited?
Yeah, I kept putting it in the back. Like, if it happens, I didn't even think that far. I'm like, I didn't even go past if it happens. I just kept saying. I was more on like, let's see, that's what they're saying, the odds and all this shit. All right, cool, leave it there. But, the whispers kept getting louder and louder. And then today we got that picture with Joe Shane out of everybody and and John Harbaugh. Yeah, yo, that shit is so funny. But I mean, they look
shout
happy.
Out to Joe Shane, yo, that's my man.
Yo, he's sitting in there with them. So, hey, he brought him in. So, but I don't know. But I'm happy, man. I'm excited. I think that's the right guy for the job, man. I mean, he's a culture builder, right? That's all we want. So
it's not what Bart Scott said.
Oh, word. Uh-oh. I haven't heard the negativity yet. I can't wait to hear it.
Well, yeah, you can't. There's no way you're gonna hear negativity because I mean,
I'll go look.
Everybody's like, falling over themselves.
I've heard a lot of.
Well, I'm saying more like on the.
Really.
I'm saying more like on the radio shows.
On the radio, I've heard a lot of contrasting. I've heard a lot of people calling up that don't like it. And if you Word Life, if you listen to DNR, there was plenty of people that were on the other side of it.
I gotta hear it. I haven't heard since the last 4 days, so I gotta tap in. But
you didn't listen
I'm happy.
Today?
I didn't listen today. No, I'm off on my days off. I usually start listening when I'm on work Saturday and Sunday. I start listening to these Thursday and Fridays when I'm off. But regardless, man, I'm excited to see what happens, man. I mean, he has a resume. You know what I'm saying? That's more than we could say about the last 3 coaches. You know what I mean? So he got a history, he got a record, and it's a winning one. So I'm happy. I'm excited to see what happens. It can't be worse than what I've seen the last decade. So, I mean, it could be equally as bad, and I will be I'll be upset. And I'm upset now. So I'm cool with it, man. I'm happy. I'm not gonna go crazy expectation right now. We usually don't till we get closer to the season anyway, where our fandom starts kicking in and we start getting excited and shit. So right now, very happy, very pleased with it. Let's see what he can do with it, man. I mean, I got to see him in Hard Knocks a couple seasons, and I loved what I saw in Hard Knocks. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see. Hopefully, it'll add up to winning seasons. I don't know his track record with quarterbacks. I was trying to look back. I mean, I don't recall.
Much had 2 quarterbacks.
Right. And 2.
I actually have a question for you though, because we haven't spoken we didn't speak at all because we kind of got your. I feel like I got a feel for where you were in terms of the Giants head coaching search last time we spoke. But between then and the Harbaugh hiring, there was also the Tomlin step down, and there was a lot of people, not only with the Giants, but all of the head coaching openings, fans of those teams were all kind of like forced to kind of reevaluate how because it was like before Tomlin stepped down, it was like Harbaugh and everybody else in terms of like the available coaches, it felt like. And then once Tomlin became briefly available and then maybe not available because from everything you hear is he's going to take at least a year off. But I just remember immediately when Tomlin first stepped down, then he was just kind of immediately thrust into the available coaches conversation. And there were a lot of people kind of thinking like, you know, who would you rather have, Tomlin or Harbaugh? That's this and that. Was there ever a moment for you, because I know that you were pretty much locked in hoping for Harbaugh, but was there ever a moment when Tomlin stepped down that you were thinking maybe you would prefer Tomlin, or was there ever?
Yeah, if I had so I've been on here and I said Tomlin like who I wanted, but when he made the playoffs, you know, he
only
wasn't
supposed
available.
to be one of them fired after that last
right.
last regular season game.
exactly. But
That shit
during
was
that
like the Royal Rumble when Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart both fell out the ring at the same
only
time.
I'm about to say who was the one that had 1 foot and then came back
That
and they
was
were
Shawn
like, wait.
Michaels, but he did that every Royal Rumble. You always thought he was out. And then, but now, just real quick on that, I don't know if you've seen the dude from New Day, Kofi Kingston, I think is his name. I don't follow that closely, so forgive me if I'm getting this wrong.
That's
but
his
I just
name.
seen highlight reels, huh?
That is his name.
That is his name? He seems like he's the man, but I've seen these highlight reels of him like during Royal Rumbles where he's like on a chair, he's on the table, not getting eliminated. He's
Oh my
like all kinds of craziness. Like
That's mad, like the floor is lava.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
floor
Yeah,
lava,
it's like nah. It was like
funny.
back in the day, Shawn Michaels. You had to hang on to something. Like now he's just out here with one toe, like on a post-it
like,
on the floor. Like nah, I didn't touch the floor. I'm like, come on, man, what is this?
He's running on the fans' heads like a fucking like fucking Super Mario Brothers. Like,
nigga be connected to a fucking to one of the fucking wires flowing.
No, but I interrupted you. So they both got knocked out after that game.
Right. So when that was my wish was Tomlin, but when they both came available, my first thought was I would probably want Tomlin, just because his record speaks for itself. But I did hear the whispers that there might be him going to TV, but I don't know, man. I have this. Call me crazy. I have this crazy conspiracy that Maras are racist. The Maras are racist. So, and the owners are racist. So I go with that, and I said to myself, they're never gonna hire Tomlin anyway. But then a little voice in my head says,
"It's too hip hop."
And then a voice in my head was like, "Gosh, don't start with your conspiracy theories." And I was like, whatever. But I think we're gonna go. I had it in my mind, and I stand by this, man. I feel like I know the Maras very well. I mean the owners very well, and I said they're gonna go crazy. They're not even gonna think of Tomlin. They're gonna go straight for Harbaugh. They're gonna go as hard as they can. And if he would have said no to us, we would have went with fucking that guy from Seattle or some shit. The OC for Seattle, Kubiak, whatever his name.
Clint Kubiak.
That's what I think they would have went to.
So excited! All right, we're glad to hear that. Glad to hear you're excited about the coach.
Right.
I'm interested to see where the rest of the dominoes fall with the rest of the openings now, because I feel like that was the first one that once he signed, then I feel like that opens the door for whoever's gonna bring Stefanski, whoever's gonna get, whoever the Titans are gonna get, whoever the Browns are gonna get, whoever's going to the Falcons.
Yeah, because it's like it felt like a lot of these teams were hoping for Harbaugh as their one, but a lot of them had all different number twos. You know what I'm saying? So
right, hell yeah.
And I heard Michael K say something that I thought was kind of stupid, but I'm interested in what y'all's thoughts are. And he was saying that. Go ahead.
No, because I remember. Yeah, because I remember back in the because there's that famous drop like "Take a Walk, Harbaugh" or something like that, and like he also made fun of Harbaugh when he. I remember when it was a play. I think they went for 2 or it was a 4th down play, and he went up to Lamar Jackson and asked him like, "You want to go for it?"
Yeah,
this and that. And
that was when I realized that I really fuck with Harbaugh.
Yeah, and then but Michael K made fun of Harbaugh for that.
Oh, he did.
So it's like, oh, he can make fun of that, but all of a sudden now that he's gonna be the Giants coach, he's like, oh yeah, well, could he possibly take him to the Super Bowl? Probably not, but maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, what he said that I thought was kind of silly, but an interesting conversation was he was saying, because he was talking about the whole don't let him leave the building, don't let him leave the facility idea,
mentality, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just say yes to everything. Fuck it. He wants to be an owner. Yeah, say yes to everything.
But then he was saying, oh, but how can you do that? You don't know. What if the Tennessee Titans owner was like, hey, we'll give you a piece of the team? What does a piece of the team do? No, I'm being serious. Because
it makes him coach better.
Because to me, unless you're telling me you're giving him a majority share of the team, that he's controlling stake of the team, which is not, I don't think that's what anybody's talking about. But unless you're talking about that, who gives a shit? A stake of the team, that's a stock. That's an asset that you have. That's just whatever it is worth value-wise in money. That's all it is. Like having a piece of the team, to me, what does it mean if you have no controlling stake? It's just It's just more money.
It's just saying it. Just the title, like the title, right?
Who to me, Bill Maher has a piece of the Mets. Who gives a shit? You rather be the coach, or you rather be Bill Maher? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, I don't like. To me, it's more valuable to, like, if you told me he could try to win in New York with the Giants, or he could try to win with Tennessee. If he thinks he has a better chance of winning in New York, who gives a shit about having a piece of the Titans? You can go over there, never win anything, and have a piece of the team. Get fired in 3 years? Yeah, you can go over there, win nothing, and have a piece of the team. Or you can go to New York with the Giants. Even if you don't win a Super Bowl, if you just are able to, turn things around and have them winning games and being in the playoffs regularly and, turn that shit around, develop Jackson Dart, all that stuff. To me, that has more value than whatever piece of the team you would get in Tennessee. Am I bugging?
No, absolutely not.
I agree with you 1,000%.
Because like
I feel
you
like
said,
people throw that out there. Like, to me, piece of the team don't mean shit. It's just it's like a stock. I have a piece of Apple right now. Who cares? I can't tell them what I want the iPhone designed.
Yeah, Tim Cook's gonna call you like you got Tim Cook on the line. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want my face instead of the apple on the back of the phone.
Yeah, like,
for real.
That'd be hard. I'm fucking by that shit.
But see, the thing is, it like you said, it's stupid because it's just like something. It's something people in the media just say, just to say words. It's not actually something real. Like even when it with Tom Brady was brought in to kind of help and add gravitas and you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like please come over here. You know what I'm saying? It was like it wasn't like it was a reason. Like they didn't give him a piece of the team to coach or so. It was almost just like, yo, first of all, it was Tom Brady who wanted to he wants to own the team. So that's kind of like his first step into it.
Are we talking about the Raiders?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm saying like in a case like that, because there's no other real case of like a play. I'm just saying Tom Brady because he's the only
No. What I
player.
thought, I wasn't sure if you were referring to the Raiders situation or if you remember when he was all the rumors about him being offered a piece of the
Miami.
team with Miami. Exactly.
Yeah,
But for me, that was different with Miami because as a player, you can only pay them but so much. So if you
yeah, which
say
is why
I'm going to
it's
give him a piece of the
nonsense.
team, it's really just a fancy way of saying I'm going to give you X more amount of money, off the books type shit. But
What?
that doesn't apply to Harbaugh because you could pay him whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but that's my point. It's just like nonsense that people that don't uh it's almost like what Amin was saying on the Levitar show last week about like, oh, if the Dolphins want Harbaugh, give him 50 million. You know what I'm saying? It's just like nonsense that people are that aren't actually part of these decisions that they just say because it sounds like interesting points, but it's not something that's actually that somebody would ever do. Because why would any owner give Harbaugh a piece of a team when they could just give them the money that equates to the piece of the team?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like that's why I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't. To me, when he said that, I feel like he said it like he was saying something that nobody even thought of this. Like you're saying you're gonna not let him leave the facility. I mean, he has to listen to these other offers because you don't know what they're gonna offer. They might give you a piece of the team, and it's like, Michael's right. You don't know what. And
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
thinking, like, who
nonsense.
gives a shit about a piece of the team? It's like, if it'd be one thing if you said the Tennessee Titans are going to offer him $250 million to coach the
Yeah,
team. That's different.
Right. Right.
that I
But a
feel like
piece of the
that's
team to me don't mean shit.
that I feel like that's bigger than fucking and more impactful than saying, oh, we're gonna give him 0.5% of the team, which is valued at thing. It's like, so like
Right.
he could turn around and sell that immediately if he wants to.
Yeah,
My point is, it's
exactly.
like if you're gonna tell me that, oh, you're gonna give him 200 million and he's going in turn going to invest that 100 million into the team to buy an ownership stake, and it's more of like a thing where it's like, oh, he's really invested in the team, like he wants us to work out. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like it's what's it called?
Smoke and mirrors. It's a mirage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's a mirage.
Yeah.
hogwash.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Or the eye wash. Hogwash and
Yeah,
eye wash.
that's what I was looking for.
let
Yeah,
me let me
so.
ask you a question. Obtaining to the Giants and shit. Obviously, a lot of people saying that's the best job out there. That and I think it was the Falcons. Obviously the Falcons roster and everything. Where do you guys fall with that as far as the best job on the market? A and B, as far as the Giants roster, how do you guys feel that Harbaugh is gonna impact that roster? And what's the upside of that roster?
Um, I mean, I'll go for it real quick. I think part of like why I'm like astonished while why everybody is going so crazy over the hiring and wanted him so badly. Think about how talented the teams that he had in Baltimore are. Like
Right.
like like
Wait, say
Baltimore.
again. Think about what? I missed that.
Think about
Think about
the
how
amount of talent that Harbaugh has consistently had with the Ravens.
Yeah, yeah.
He's consistently one of the top three most talented rosters in the league. And I don't think I'm exaggerating because it's like you know, especially going from, for what, let's say 15 of those years being under one of the greatest general managers and executives of all time in Ozzie Newsome.
hmm
And you know what I'm saying? Like he had a couple years. Well, oh, he didn't even have a couple years that he didn't have a quarterback. He went from Flacco, and obviously we
what
could debate
Flacco?
the merits of how good he actually turned out to be, but he did have that run and kind of
He went from
made
Flacco
them
to
lot.
pretty Flacco.
Yeah, exactly. But and then when he got to ugly Flacco, then they got an uglier Flacco and Lamar Jackson to replace him. and he did have Lamar Jackson there, and I know it was like rough. It was like a rough patch trying to figure out what they want to do with that offense. And I feel like he's gone through a lot of coordinators as well.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I just don't see how it's
Wait, when
fine.
you
Like I
say he's
get
gone
it.
through a lot of coordinators, that you say that like that's a knock on him?
I feel like it's not being considered. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of, you know, granted, I know that a lot
See,
of
I
it
feel
had to
the
do with
opposite.
no, a lot of it had to do with trying to figure out what was a good fit for Lamar Jackson and kind of having him kind of get better because I personally think that with this last one, like with Todd Monken, I feel like that should be more of that should be more of a positive overall because I feel like he's a very good offensive coordinator, and it seems like he's bringing them along with him to the Giants. And I feel like obviously we saw how it worked the first few years with Lamar Jackson that pairing. So I feel like that should be talked about more, like as the positive side. But I feel like he had like Greg Roman before, like Wink Martindale. You know what I'm saying? It's
And
just
where's
like
Greg Roman gonna go?
he might end up back with who knows if he's
Well, that was what I thought, but if it's gonna be Monken, then what's he gonna do? He's gonna take a demotion?
I mean he got fired as an offensive coordinator. I think that's kind of like the natural how it works, you know? How many times is he going to be a fired offensive coordinator?
As many
Hold
times
up.
as a
So
Harbaugh is willing to hire him, I think.
He's a
so
Harbaugh.
again, you, all right. So you kind of didn't answer the question though. Like as far as like who,
My fault. So, to answer your original
there you go.
question,
There you go.
I feel like it's funny because it was like automatically, oh, every coach wants to come here because they got the quarterback and everything like that. I'm like, man, it all depends if people think that he's gonna be a good quarterback. Because remember, like a lot of these teams, he was picked number 26.
Right.
Obviously, you have Lamar Jackson. So in the case of John Harbaugh, it wasn't a discussion about of like possibly drafting him anyway, right?
Hmm.
But there's like in the evaluation process, all of these players get evaluated, and like if you didn't, like I said, like he was the 26th pick or 26 or 24th,
Around
whatever.
there, yeah.
So it's like let's say in the case of Kevin Stefanski, right?
Hmm.
Oh, Kevin Stefanski would want this job because they have a quarterback. Well, Kevin Stefanski had multiple opportunities to draft Jackson Dart and didn't. So if he liked him to begin with, then he would have drafted him.
Hmm.
Don't necessarily You can't necessarily add that as a
Was
positive.
Stefanski really running those drafts though? Because I feel like a lot of those draft picks don't exactly have Kevin Stefanski written all over them.
No, I got you, but just my general point of just like the perception of a number 26 pick overall, you seeing what a handful of games, he missed just as many if not more than he actually played in. Like being like chalked up as a slam dunk positive, the best job available, in that case. So is it a good job? Of course, they got Harbaugh. There's no disputing if he's the number one guy. He went. Obviously, he had his choice of a lot of other places. So you know, all these other places don't even have besides the Raiders, where they know that they have the number one pick and they can choose Fernando Mendoza. If you don't even like Mendoza, then that's a similar thing to be as well. So I feel like it's definitely up towards the top. You do have a lot of talent, but like I said before, John Harbaugh's had a lot of talent on his teams, and it always kind of falls short.
Yeah. H. What do you think? What at the time? What do you think was the best hiring a position as a coach? Like, would you rather go to the Giants? What other team would you see the value in? Like, as far as the team goes, like, where would you want to go first? A, and then B, what do you think Harbaugh is gonna do like the Giants and like how is that gonna what is that gonna amount to? Like him being the Giants head coach first year.
Well, as far as the best job available, to me it depends on what you value. Um, I think the best job available would have been for me would have been between the Giants and the Falcons. Only reason I say I would probably not go with and I don't want to use like my New York bias and even include the location. I'm not even including that because I feel like I'm just going to be biased and I'm going to say New York. But if I'm not even including location, not to say that Atlanta's a bad location, but you know what I'm saying. But
Right.
the one thing about Atlanta is I keep on hearing about this like front office staff that's very analytic based, that is kind of making a lot of decisions in Atlanta that are sort of overseeing the head coach. And that I wouldn't want to deal with that if I was looking for a head coaching job. Aside from that, I would say the Falcons is a better job, personally.
Right.
If it wasn't for
Roster
that
wise?
whole,
Right.
I think the rosters are probably a dead heat comparable. To me, I might. I don't know. It depends on how you feel about all the guys, but I could. I think the Falcons have a slightly better roster. But for me, it's even less about the roster and more about the division. I wouldn't want to have to deal with the Eagles and Jaden Daniels 4 times
Right.
a year if I don't have to. If I could go
Right.
and fuck with Bryce Young and whatever is left of Baker Mayfield,
Mm-hmm.
I'll prefer that. I think that's just a way easier. Like if you told me, like I feel like you could a quality coach could go to Atlanta right now, step in, and dominate that division for the next at least 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
A quality coach.
Right.
I think you could have fucking Vince Lombardi come back from the dead. I don't think that guarantees you that the Giants are going to dominate the NFC East for any foreseeable amount of time. But I do think that it's probably the if not the best, the second best roster. I do feel like they're going to give Harbaugh his way and his space, which is something I would value if I was a coach, which I feel like makes the job better. Like the opposite of what I was talking about with Atlanta. I don't think that he has anything to worry about with Joe Shane. I think Joe Shane answers to him. And I don't think that anybody in the contrary to popular belief, I don't believe that they are an overly meddling ownership group. So I think that those are good things for the Giants job. And then I feel like those are the two top jobs to me, and then everything else is way down below.
Well, I mean the Ravens, but obviously the Ravens aren't gonna be.
I don't. You could say that on you. I'm not saying that. I don't agree. I don't think the Ravens are up there as a job, personally. I don't think the Ravens and I don't think the Steelers. I don't think either of those two are good jobs, great jobs. I mean, they have good qualities to them, but I just don't. I think that they are a notch below how I view the Falcons and the Giants job. And what I expect from Harbaugh, I think it's going to be very interesting to see who his coordinators are, because he's not the type of coach that you're going to expect him to have necessarily a hands-on X's and O's impact on the team. I think the only way you could say that he'll have a hands-on X's and O's impact on the team is that if he still can get into his special teams bag, Giants could use help on special teams. So hopefully that stuff gets cleaned up. But as far as like what's going to happen on the offense and the defensive side of the ball, I think that's really going to be dependent on who he hires as his coordinators. But I feel like the talent is there. If you bring in good coordinators that know how to maximize the talent on the roster, I think that it should be I think that he's a good sort of CEO type to kind of bring some organization, structure, and discipline to the franchise. So
Right.
that's how I view it. Did I answer both? Did I answer?
Yeah. Both of y'all answered them perfect. I was just curious because I asked myself these questions, so I'll just answer my thing. Um, I do believe the Giants is the best location. I know we weren't talking about location really, but because it means more here, I feel like. I don't know. I don't know
Well,
if that's
that's why I
because I'm
tried
in
to
New
leave
York.
that out because I
Right,
just feel
right, right,
like,
right.
of course we're gonna feel
Um,
that way.
right. So, but Atlanta does look kind of, you know, tit for tat as far as like talent on the field, man. Like they got the receiver, they got the tight end, they got the running back. That defense is young, and so I do feel that way. I do like the Ravens job also. I think they got a two-time MVP there.
What?
They got pieces if they can stay healthy. I don't know if there's a fucking electrical thing going on over there too, but they're going through that shit over there too. A lot of injuries and things like that. But uh, I thought
Now,
that
when
was
you
a good.
say the Ravens got a lot of pieces and two-time MVP, you think they have a lot of pieces on offense?
Um, I mean, Andrew's still balling out there. I think so. I
Yeah, they
mean,
just
Henry,
re-signed him. They just
yeah,
re-signed Andrews.
yeah, Henry's a little beat. Henry's at the end of his career. That's a little alarming. You might need to draft a good running back to to take some snaps away from him. But I think so. I mean, I think I think they still got some pieces over there. That defense, um, they got some guys over there too. So. But I will say this: I'm not, and I've been getting a lot of heat for this, and the reason I question the whole Giants thing and the whole thing is because everybody's just putting it up there like, okay, they got their quarterback. I'm not there yet. Like, do you guys feel that Dart has done enough for y'all to feel like that's that's it? It's like case closed. They got their quarterback. Like, I mean, obviously you have to go in the season like that and give him all your assets. But I'm curious to see where John is at where when he sees him. Like, does he feel the same way that all these giant maniacs are feeling like, oh,
Well, he has to.
he's him. He
He
has to
has to.
go in like that. I know, but he's gonna evaluate him too, I'm assuming, right?
I don't think so. What
Oh,
evaluate?
Yeah,
I
I
feel
feel
like if
like
you, I feel like you evaluate before you take the job, not after.
yeah.
right. But I'm saying you could still like the job without feeling 100% about the quarterback, no?
Well, I mean, you
I
have to
feel
look
like
at
you
it
got to
this way.
know if you like him or you don't.
Yeah, because what other teams that have quarterbacks are available anyway? So it's almost like you have to make,
The Titans.
you have to, yeah. I mean, and that's another one that you don't know.
Similar. Right.
It's a similar situation. So it's like, like what like what I was saying before, like with Jackson Dart. Yeah, is it like does he like what he sees in him, and then he's gonna try to coach the stuff that he doesn't like they were trying to do out of him. But then,
Mhm.
that's similar to the situation with
Lamar.
Lamar Jackson, where they
Right.
were trying to get him to do this and that, and then you
Right.
you take one element out of his game or try to,
Hmm.
even if you make even if you make him think for a split second more about those decisions that he would make in split seconds,
Right.
you may be diminishing what makes that player special. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's just one of the things. And I would say one other thing that I wanted to say with in regards to like how you were saying about the Ravens job, it also does seem like Lamar Jackson is an annoying kind of person to deal with. Like it's always something. Like you always got to sign the players that he likes. You always got to kind of like he's always getting hurt. You never know if he's always sick. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always something with him. So it's like like to like what you said, where you don't think that that's that much of a like great of a job. Like I had to think about it for a second. It's like, yeah, you have a two-time MVP, but
That's my thing
you
is
got
that
to deal with it.
it's almost too set of a job. Like I feel like
You have your
there's
running
I
back,
like
you
I
have your
feel like
quarterback.
when I'm going for a job, if I was looking for a head coaching job, I want a fair balance between good quality assets on the roster, but also flexibility where I could do what I want to do and change things and move pieces,
Right.
whatever.
And
I
youth.
feel
Right.
like with the Ravens are in a spot right now just considering the age of the prominent players on their roster, considering where they are with Lamar, I feel like you take that Ravens job. If I'm, again, it depends on who you are. Like if I'm Mike McDaniel, unless I really want to coach, if I really feel like I got something super special and unique for Lamar Jackson may not fit with what I got cooking. If I'm Mike McDaniel, he might not be the ideal guy.
Right.
But he's not going nowhere. What they have there is not going nowhere for the most part. So would I maybe prefer to take a more of a blank slate with a Tennessee or with a Cleveland or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just feel like for me with the Ravens, it's kind of like that. If your priority is as a coach, you want to step into a ready-made roster that has a chance to compete at a high level next season, they're probably the go-to.
Right.
But if you're thinking more long-term, if you're thinking more, you want to have the flexibility, you want to have a team that has some guys may want to go to a team that doesn't have a quarterback because you want to be able to have the leeway to find a quarterback that fits what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends, I think, on what you're looking for. I just don't think that, like, because I've heard people asking and answering that exact question that you're asking in terms of just like what, how would you rank the available coaching jobs? And I've heard a lot of people bring up the Ravens, bring up the Steelers, bring up the Giants, bring up the Falcons. And to me, when I'm looking at Giants, Falcons, Ravens, Steelers, to me, Ravens and Steelers are both at least Ravens are a notch below. To me, Steelers might be the worst job on them.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I was about to say that.
I think have going for them as far as attractiveness for the job
was Mike Tomlin.
The commitment that ownership has to its coaches. That know that they're gonna let you do your thing, that they're gonna be committed to you. They're not gonna crack under fan booing pressure, none of that shit. Like, that's a job that if you perform well, you can have that job for 20 years.
Right.
And it's not.
Imagine the pressure, or being the coach that replaces Tomlin, bro. Like
but also he was the coach. Tomlin was the coach that replaced Coward.
True. But you think they're gonna strike a third time here? That would be crazy. There's got to be something
I'm actually very curious to see who takes that job. I mean, it seems like it's gonna be Brian Flores.
Look what the Patriots did. The Patriots literally put a fucking scarecrow out there for fucking 1 year. Right, for 1 year before they gave it to Rainbow.
Let the vultures pick it off, and then
but the thing is that whoever goes to the Steelers is not going to be handpicked by Tomlin the way that Bill Belichick. Like, that's a big deal to have the guy. Like, if you're talking about what the pressure is to replace the guy, if the guy co-signs you, makes a huge difference. Like, obviously, Gerard Mayo fucking fell flat on his face, but nobody even talks about Gerard Mayo. Like, nobody even cares. They got Vrabel, they're good. But I feel like if he wasn't a guy, if he was just some guy that they pulled from another organization or some shit, Patriots fans would still hate that. They'd be still talking trash about him to this day. They would hate his guts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's Patriots fans that think that he was not a good coach, but I just feel like he gets so much equity based off of the fact that he was a player for the organization. And the greatest coach in the history of the organization sort of, passed the job down to him. He fumbled it, and it is what it is. But if he didn't have that backing, he'd be a mess. So whoever takes the Steelers job is not going to have none of that. That's why I say the only reason why I say it could be Brian Flores, because he at least has the equity of having been a part of the organization. They were the first ones to take him in after the whole lawsuit shit. He has a relationship with some of the players there. He has a relationship with ownership there, and there's some type of equity there. If they bring in fucking somebody who has nothing to do with it, I'm gonna be interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, Salah or Flores for the Pittsburgh Steelers is what I see.
Nah, I don't think Salah, man.
No, too nice.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's too nice.
Too nice?
I just feel like you need some more of that, like, rough. You need some, like, leather.
but I always felt about Salah that he's rough behind the doors. You would know more than me. But in the locker room, I feel like he's more of a tougher guy.
I don't think that he's too nice. I think that after 20 years of Mike Tomlin, we forgot what he was like when he first stepped into that job. I remember what Mike Tomlin was like when he first stepped in because I was a big-time Steelers fan at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The Mike Tomlin with all the Tomlinisms and all the slick talk and this character that he has, that we know him to be, this brand that he has built over 20 years, he ain't come in the door like that. He ain't come in the door slick talking with the media and dismissing questions as stupid the way that he was very willing to do in the last 10 years. He was not doing that shit. He was nicer. The way Saleh was with the Jets, he was nicer than that when he first stepped in with Pittsburgh.
Wow.
He wasn't in there talking some bullshit. Like he was very, very humble when he first came in. Because no one expected him to get that job.
Yeah, the thing I like about two things. The thing I like about Salah so much, I feel he's a character guy. Like he's like a guy that like he has morals. He feels like, he sticks to that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about him as a leader. Like and he's a tough dude too. So
yeah, but the only thing
because I have go ahead, say what you gotta say.
No, just real quick, like that. Yeah, I feel like that's good. Like and that was one of the good things that I liked about him. Like the players that he brought in, like the people that he brought in, and his character as a human being was good. But the thing is, it's like on a football team, sometimes you need some of those guys that you don't want nothing to do with, because like I would see it like so often, like during his coaching tenure, where like just the team in general, there's like they'd get punked, they wouldn't get, there'd be no retaliation to a lot of the stuff that would happen to their players, to their quarterback. And it just kind of felt like he was, because he didn't have those type of people on the team.
That's crazy coming from you, because I always look at you as like, when I see a guy like that, I'd be like, Flex would want nothing to do with that guy.
No. I'm not saying for me. I don't like having those. I don't like having to root for those type of players. I hate those type of players. But my point is that sometimes they're a necessary evil. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I always feel that way. That's why I like those guys. Like,
you know what I'm saying? I want nothing to do. I don't like rooting for them. I keep my mouth closed when they're playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't have a good feeling about that.
You could say that about Saleh. This last season was whatever punking the Jets were doing and not retaliating when Saleh was there is nothing compared to what happened to them this season. They got their fucking lunch stolen, and they got the wedgies and all of that this year.
Yeah, no, but that's what
was the ultimate fucking spit in my face. I'll turn the cheek and spit in the other side.
But that's because a lot of those were the same players.
I will say this.
Oh, okay.
I will say this. I saw a vision. 1 year, Glenn gone. Tomlin goes to TV, comes to the New York Jets. How about that? How you feel about that?
I mean, that's fine. As long as they give him a quarterback.
Right.
As long as they give him a quarterback. Like, I feel like that's the one thing that he needs to take that next step. You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't that be amazing though? He comes to the Jets and brings first year brings him to the playoffs.
No, I feel like that would be good.
He thinks it's irrelevant if you don't get a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not. You're wrong.
But
I'm saying it's not irrelevant in terms of like being relevant. It's irrelevant in terms of like, then we're just gonna be in that same kind of position where, you're kind of doing the same thing over again.
You would be the Steelers for the last 20 years.
I understand.
Be willing to die to be the Steelers for the last 20 years.
I understand that, but I also understand for the same reasons that a lot of the fans were just kind of over it. I'm saying like I've already seen the play out.
I never understand. I will never understand y'all niggas, man. I swear to God, I will never understand.
You won't. I noticed that you will never understand it. That shit. I know that because there's so many things I'm like the whole drafting thing, the tanking and all that shit.
Because y'all niggas know that shit is backwards, but you're not in the headspace to really think about it as a rational, smart person. You in that foolishness mindset, but
we playing 3D chess.
That's what.
Who's playing 3D chess?
I don't want to get into that conversation.
We're just sitting in front of the 3D chessboard. We don't actually know how to play.
Right.
Okay.
We're gonna figure it out soon.
I move pieces around, trying to act like I know.
If you're trying to tell me that either the Jets or the Giants are playing 3D chess, y'all niggas is playing Chinese checkers.
And we don't even know how to play that.
Playing Jenga. We're playing Chinese checkers with Jenga pieces.
Hopscotch.
All right, so even 3-3 for everybody.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Even 3-3, and man, I've never been so happy to lose a pick, man. Never been so.
I was thinking about you the whole time.
Lose a pick. I was so happy. Oh my god! And you know what the crazy thing is that I was watching that game, and I'm like, yo, it didn't go really at all the way I thought it was gonna go. Oh, it did and it didn't, because I was thinking to myself, like I mean, I said it last week. I was like, yo, I just feel like there's gonna be some bullshit. I don't know that Houston's gonna be able to, offensively do what needs to be done, and they weren't ever.
They tried not to.
At no point were they able to, like, all of the fucking the Tomlin voodoo, the 3 takeaways. Yo, how washed and cooked and garbage is Aaron Rodgers?
My God,
3 takeaways, and you couldn't even
his last pass
sniff the fucking end zone. Like,
his last
you go
pass
into
being
the
a pick
fourth quarter.
six.
What was it, 7-6 going into the fourth quarter, and you fucking had, like, that Steelers defense, which is nowhere near as good as the Ravens, as the Texans defense, but they did what they needed to do to give you a chance to win that game. So anyhow, I was happy to lose that bet, and get the Steelers out of here, man. I'm tired of them.
What do you mean? But Aaron Rodgers was sobbing. No. When Tomlin, yeah. This nigga knew him for 25 minutes. Nigga knew him for 30 minutes, and
because he probably knew that there was going to be somebody giving an account of what happened, and he needs to really put on a show.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like in speaking of that, I was watching some of the post-game press conferences, and Aaron Rodgers was talking about Mike Tomlin's job security. I guess he was asked about it, and he was like, yeah, he went into this whole thing about how nowadays the media. I was thinking to myself, like, yo, the fans are the ones. He was like that. People are making up reports and shit like that. Nobody in the media was saying Saleh was going to get fired. I didn't hear that from anybody in the media. It was very clear that the fans wanted him out. It became clear that there was a possibility that maybe he was going to step down, walk away, whatever. But he was talking about it as if people on ESPN and Fox Sports were going on TV and saying,
making it up,
the Steelers should fire Mike Tomlin. And that was I never saw that. That was not the case.
The fans was literally yelling, fire Tomlin.
Like a lot of these people, they get loose with the term media, and they confuse social media and media.
So glad
like
you said
TV
that.
media.
That's a jewel.
So glad
that's
you
a
said
gem.
it, because it's so tiresome, man. Like everybody everybody being lent credence to just like nonsense that's like said online, and it turns into like, oh, somebody said this, and then the next person says, well, somebody said that somebody said this. Oh, well, somebody said that somebody said. You know what I'm saying? It's just
and
garbage.
And then the somebody said becomes everybody saying.
Yeah, exactly. It's so it's so annoying because of and it's like you see, like, because the mistake was, I feel like a lot of this has to do with when they changed over the blue checks on Twitter. I mean, I hate to give it that much power, but I'm saying like
It's a
a
fact.
lot of stuff happened where like let's say for example like that Dove Kleiman account where it kind of like gained some credibility for certain things that it was saying, but then when like Twitter changed over, when you could sell accounts and you could stay with the verified check mark, you didn't really have to be a real person. These accounts started doing stuff for money. So they would just like regurgitate nonsense and all that stuff. And I think the line got blurred in that time period where it's like people just say shit that's going to get traction, not actually news.
Yeah, it
You know
sucks.
what I'm saying? There's a lot of opinion that's spread out as if it's like breaking news. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that it's just like it's just such a blurred line,
Yeah.
which kind of is like what's it called, a microcosm of like what's happening in the world, like
Yeah,
in
hundred
general.
percent. 100%. It's like it's the
No.
perfect example of that saying that people say, you know, a rumor runs halfway around the world before the facts have a chance to put their shoes on, or whatever
Yeah,
the
Yeah, I never heard that one.
exact
yeah,
iteration of
and
that idiom
and it's
is. But
it's like
Nice.
a negative. Also, like I forgot what the actual saying is, but a a negative review is way more powerful than like 10 positive reviews, like
yeah,
on Yelp or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Know what time it is?
Go.
Round two. Here we go. Everybody 3-3 last week. A lot of opposite sides, but it all came together and evened out in the end on Monday night when you guys had the Texans, I had the Steelers, and we all finished 3-3.
Mhm.
That's a big swing.
It was so. There were no. You know what the irony was? I don't think. I don't think that. Were you trying to purposely not have any disagreeers? Because I don't think that
No,
you.
no,
I
no.
don't think that there was any game that you were alone
Standing
on a
alone.
side. Yeah, I don't think there was.
There wasn't?
I don't think so. I don't think so. There was
No,
one
no.
for each of us, but I think he was. We were with him on at least one of us was with him on all the picks.
Right.
So I guess just coincidental, but
Right.
all right. So game by game, should I just lead it off or?
Just
Yeah.
go for it.
We only got
Man.
4 games. 4 games, 8 sides. Starting out
Only
Saturday.
only one page of odds.
I know. I noticed that.
That's
I was like,
crazy.
damn, I could
Yeah.
fit it all on.
Hmm.
First game, Saturday, 4:30. The Bills going into Denver. Bills started out as a favorite. Now they have swung to a dog of 1.5 points. I took the Jags last week, begrudgingly, foolishly. Um, now that the Bills are dogs,
We all did.
yeah. Now that the Bills are dogs, I'm gonna take the Bills. I mean, truth be told, I
Wow.
probably would have taken them anyway, even if they were favorites. But with this, I can't figure out this Bills team, so I just feel like I said when I took the Jags, I said I didn't want to be on this. I didn't want to be on the side of Josh. I didn't want to be on the side of the Bills if Josh Allen is having a bad day. And then I watched that Jags game, and I was like, I don't want to be on the side of the Jags if Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen are having a bad day. So similarly, I don't want to be on the side of the Broncos if Bo Nix is having a bad day. Truth be told, I can't even really. Josh Allen is the only case I really can make for the Bills. The Bills are so banged up. I hate what the NFL has done with the scheduling. That now, because we got to sell these games to these streaming services. Now we have all this competitive imbalance when it comes to the playoffs. I think it's disgraceful.
That's crazy. It's crazy to me.
It's so unnecessary, and it completely, to me, it bastardizes the playoffs. Like it's just so unnecessary in a game in a sport like this where we're adding games, we're adding teams. All these fucking teams are going into the fucking playoffs all banged up. Uh, it's I don't even want to get into the scheduling and how it sickens me, but obviously it really doesn't even matter if the Bills are on a short week because they the Broncos had a bye week anyway. Bills are all banged up. I can't really make a case for them. I'm just going to assume that it's going to be a close game. One thing I will say is I feel like the Broncos defense has not been as locked down and shut down as they were last season and even at the beginning of this season. They've kind of taken, to me, a little bit of a step back. Obviously still one of the premier defenses in the league and in the playoffs left over, but I don't see them as a defense that can't be had. I think that they were a better defense last year, and Josh Allen didn't really have any trouble with them in the playoffs last year. Obviously, different Bills team, but I think that they have a formula of a way to put up points on the board against the Bills team. And I don't know that Bo Nix is there yet. Obviously, he's well coached. You could say that they have a coaching advantage. I've always felt Sean Payton's a little overrated, but he's proven me wrong recently in some spots. So I won't go in too hard on Sean Payton. But at the end of the day, I just feel like if it's going to be a close game, if it's going to be a one-score game in the fourth quarter, I'd rather have Josh Allen, and I'll sacrifice the lesser defense and pretty much the lesser everything else, and I'll roll with the QB.
Nice.
I'll go ahead real quick. I pretty much agree with most of what you said. I think it's gonna be a close game, and maybe it's, I feel like the getting 1.5 kind of gives me leeway where like two things could be true. Um, just because I do see this, like we're talking about an offense with the Broncos that isn't really, a high powered offense that I'm scared of the Bills having to try to keep up against that defense with. So I feel like it's going to be a tight game for most of it. And like you said, man, I feel like having Josh Allen, you could play all the defense and have a game plan and a defensive game plan and have like the way you set up your defense all A1. But the thing is when plays break down in the fourth quarter, there's really nothing you can plan for against a quarterback that can do the things that Josh Allen can do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at that point, it's not the factor of like having the good defense. It's like, yo, can this dude just do things that can't be stopped? So I feel like that's kind of like where I feel like the game's gonna go, and it kind of just seems like it's his time. Like, we're not too far off from thinking that Bo Nix and Sean Payton are overrated and kind of like a joke, to now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe that, he's going to be one game away from the Super Bowl. Give me the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
Nice.
and now that you mentioned it, you also reminded me. I also feel like if I feel like it's going to be a close game, I feel like I don't like to be super duper conspiracy, but if I had to place a bet, who's going to get a call in a tight spot late in the Josh Allen versus Bo Nix game where we have no more Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes en route to the Super Bowl,
Damn,
I'll
that's a
put
good
my
point.
money on Josh Allen getting that call.
Yeah, you
That's a
got
good point.
like Hufanga, Josh Allen goes, 30 yards down the field, lowers his shoulder, but then Hufanga somehow hits him, and you got Josh Allen flopping, like,
Yeah, or he makes a
you know what
pass
I'm
and
saying?
Bonito comes around, hits him a little
Hmm.
late. Yeah,
He
Oh,
does a fucking twirl in the air, and
yeah.
and yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, that one hurt me right there, H. That little I saw that. Fuck. But I'm still gonna
That
go with
tidbit.
my pick, which is the Denver Broncos. Um, 1.5, giving 1.5 to the Bills. Um, I just feel like man, I don't know. I know the Broncos haven't been what they've been defensively, or for like the beginning of the season, they took a deep dive, but they've had a week and a half. I mean, a whole week to rest, and I believe in Peyton as far as that. Like you give a coach of that level a time off, he's gonna come up with some schemes. He's gonna come up with schematic, something schematic to really hurt Buffalo Bills, and it's that like who like I just don't. I know the running game is there. I know Cook is the real deal. I actually always liked Cook, but who's Shakir's gonna do it again? Shakir's gonna be a leading fucking receiver against this Bronco defense. I don't see that happening. Kincaid or I don't see it happening.
Come on,
Um,
bring up my man. Don't be disrespectful.
Coleman, that's my guy. Oh, who's in there? Thought you would been funny. Woo, Cooks. He does, yeah. You're right. The Cook brothers. Hey, I always been a big supporter of Cook. I was very shocked to see him out there. I didn't even know he was there. But again, I think this defense is gonna be
Big supporter.
in the past, man. Damn. I was happy to see him out there. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't gonna even lie to you. But as far as my pick, man, I think
This nigga Flex is hilarious. Yo.
he's an asshole. Is what he is. Don't support that behavior. It's mean. Um, if you didn't know what I meant in the past. I didn't even know he was in the fucking Bills. But anyway, I'm going with the Broncos in that defense and that and the fact that I believe the Buffalo Bills are going to be easy,
This nigga got me
are going to be one dimensional, and that's a tough defense to be one dimensional with.
Oh man.
All right, Saturday game 2, 49ers.
Yeah.
49ers visit the rivals, Seattle Seahawks. Big number. 49ers getting 7. Um, you know, everything tells me to go with Seattle. We'll go with the Niners because it's division. It's a tight game. We don't know what Sam Darnold is looking like, and that's a big thing, man. If Sam Darnold is nicked up, man, that's huge. You know, before thinking that, I was definitely going Seattle, but just to think that Sam Darnold might be having anything, you know, makes me kind of lean to 49ers, and that's where I'm going to go because of the big number. I'm going to go with 49ers to cover but lose, I believe.
All right. That like you said that kind of throws a little wrench in like kind of like what I'm feeling. But if that was out there, I feel like the spread would have responded to that already.
Exactly. That's
Um,
exactly what I was
True,
thinking.
so I feel like
true.
I'd be falling for it. So like
Good
I'm
point.
just switching it last second, man. But I think I'm gonna go with the Seahawks, man, because I don't know if that's a little bit of gamesmanship or
True.
I don't know, man. It just like I feel like with these like divisional opponents that know each other so much,
Hmm.
I feel like they always like do little things to like poke at each other. And like for example, like with McVay and Shanahan, like McVay has had a lot of success, you know, against Shanahan. I feel like this is kind of like a similar, I don't know, kind of like a thing where like I don't think anybody's scared of them anymore. Like
Hmm.
the 49ers were kind of like seen as a bully. I don't think anybody's scared of them anymore. And like the way that they kind of the Seahawks kind of beat up on them a couple weeks ago, I just feel like the Seahawks and Darnold, they kind of have that confidence that we're like, whatever, man, it's just another game. So some of it has to do with not trying to fall for the trap, and the other part has to do with kind of like what I've seen play out on the field so far. So I know it's 7 points, but I just feel like it shouldn't have been 7 points if everybody didn't feel like it was gonna be this type of game. So give
Yeah.
me the Seahawks.
Yeah, man. I'm not. I don't want the Seahawks to win, and it's a big number, and everything. stand for is against laying big numbers like this, but I just don't think if I can't count on the 49ers offense, then I can't count on the 49ers. I just don't know how the 49ers put up a representative point total in this game. It's weird because there's part of me that expects this to be a low-scoring game, which would lend itself to taking a big number like that. I mean, how many more players can the Niners lose? Now they're going to be without Kittle. Trent Williams is not healthy. And the Eagles, this ain't the Eagles, man. This is a better defense than the Eagles, and I could maybe even argue it's a better offense than the Eagles, the way that the Eagles have been playing offense last half of the year. I mean, I want to believe that the Niners have some type of something cooked up to offset some of the deficiencies that they have. I don't know, man. Just, being banged up, having to fly, having a tough matchup the last week of the season, and then having to go fly east to then have to go fly. I mean, is there a further flight than Philly to fucking Seattle? Like, these motherfuckers got to do a ton of traveling. I don't know. I gotta take Seattle. I think I might have went Niners if you would have given me the hook, but now that it's only 7. Shouldn't make a huge difference, but with these games that I expect to be low scoring, I do expect the Niners to be. I do expect the Seahawks to put up at least one more touchdown than the Niners. But truth be told, I hope I'm wrong, but I just can't. I can't map out a realistic way for the Niners to both put up points against Seattle and with that banged up defense be able to stop Seattle from putting up the points that they couldn't do anything against Seattle at home. That was in a home game. So so it's tough, but I'm gonna have to take
that run
Seattle
defense scares me. For sure.
The defense in general just scares me. I just don't know. See San Francisco, and I also feel like that Eagles game, it was an easy game for that defense to get up for. The Eagles don't present the same type of challenges as an offense that the Seahawks do. I'm not saying that the Seahawks are a better offense. They just present different challenges. I think they have more options. I feel like Sam Darnold can do more in the pass game if he's right, but I don't know. Should be a good game. I'm looking forward to it.
And A.J. Brown, you can't account for A.J. Brown dropping, being just overall
Jackson
terrible.
Smith and Jigba not dropping all them passes.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, I'm glad I get to go first on this one. The Houston Texans getting 3 points going into New England. This is another one that I hate the pick that I have to make, but I have to take New England.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to buy into what I saw from the Texans, particularly defensively against the Steelers. The Steelers are shot. The Steelers have no offense. So any defense could look good against that Steelers offense. Many defenses that are not good have looked good throughout this season against that Steelers offense. Obviously, the Texans completely dominated them. Drake may look terrible. I don't regret taking the Chargers at all. I didn't know that Justin Herbert was going to fucking be a bum. And I'm more disappointed, actually, in Jim Harbaugh than I am in Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert was a disappointment, but what is Jim Harbaugh there for? Well, what's he there doing? He couldn't come up with anything. I was very disappointed. And I don't know that I trust. I think that the Chargers offense is a better offense than the Texans. I don't know, man. This Texans offense is really, really leaves a lot to be desired. And if CJ Stroud doesn't have a representative performance in this game, it might be over for him. Not over for his career, but people have really let him slide a lot this season. And
Davis Mills time.
Is Nico Collins is not playing. I mean, what are they going to do on offense? That he's the only thing I could hang my hat on in terms of hoping that they're gonna be without Nico Collins, and I think it's looking like the Pats are gonna have Gonzalez. I mean, that right there is a big mover for me. Very difficult for me to take the Texans with this offense without Nico Collins. Another one, I hope I'm wrong, because I don't want to see the Pats move on, but I just don't. As good as the Texans' defense has been, I could argue that their defense has not looked as tight in the last couple of weeks of the regular season. I mean, Riley Leonard in his first start was really moving the ball against the Texans, and that was a game they wanted to win. Like, the starters played most of the snaps, especially on defense, and this guy, Riley Leonard, who the Colts could not even bear to see on the field, they had to go drag Phillip Rivers' old ass because Riley Leonard, the idea of Riley Leonard starting a game was so scary, and he was fucking. He
might have been a mistake.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. I think that was a huge mistake, but he was moving the ball against the Texans, albeit at home, but I don't know, man. I just feel like there's cracks in this, and I feel like the Texans defense has shown cracks the last couple of weeks of the regular season. I'm not gonna be totally sold just because they completely dominated a dead Steelers offense, and also similar to the way that I view the whole Josh Allen thing. If it's a tight game in New England, and there's a call that needs to go a certain way, is that going to go towards DeMeco Ryans and C.J. Stroud, or is that going to go towards Mike Vrabel and the golden child, golden boy Drake May, who's probably going to win the undeserved MVP?
Yeah, I feel like Mike Vrabel's going to be in the officials' ears before the game even starts.
100%. And the Patriots are going to be in the Texans' headsets because we know that that's the bullshit that they be doing too. Speaking of being in people's ears. So, begrudgingly, I got to take the Texans and lay the 3 points. Take the Patriots and lay the 3 points.
As much as I think you make great points, man, I feel like we might see like what we thought we were going to get in the game with the Patriots and the Chargers, where they kind of like exploited, the edges with the defense and all that stuff, and kind of, we actually didn't say, we thought that, the Patriots pass rush wasn't good enough to kind of exploit the Chargers side. But I mean, the Chargers offensive line was a different level of terrible, man. And even saying that, I've seen
Texans
plenty
offensive line is pretty bad.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying like I've seen plenty of opinion and kind of clips to show that it was just Justin Herbert not pulling the trigger. That there was stuff open, like even like there was a Ladd McConkey play where he looked back and he thought that maybe there was a safety behind him. That's why he didn't throw the pass. So I don't know. I feel like it was just. I think we're kind of gonna lean into obviously Vrabel because been there before, and kind of like what we just saw. And I don't think that it's kind of like representative of like maybe what was available in the game plan against the Patriots. And like because I've been saying it for a while, with C.J. Stroud, I feel like he got a lot of credit, and he hasn't gotten like the reverse credit that he's deserved the last couple of years. But he kind of does seem to make the plays at the end of the game when he kind of needs to, and the Texans are kind of always in it at the end. And I trust this defense, man. Like the way they fly around, like I said it last week, man. Like they get after it. Like, and you have like how we were saying, like your boy Taylor Rapp a couple years ago, how he throws that helmet around, like
I'm sad that he's
that
hurt,
Guardian
man.
cap. Yeah, but Petrie,
Yeah, he's very similar.
Petrie on the yo, he be throwing that helmet around, man, and I don't know, like he doesn't really get that label like dirty, in those type of hits. Maybe just because he has that Guardian helmet on, so like, no, he couldn't possibly be that type of player. But yeah, he throws that thing around, man, and I just feel like maybe this is a little early for Drake May, and like you said, he didn't play that well, but
He
there
played
was
like
just like
shit. He played terrible.
but that's what I'm saying. Like it was, Ramondre and the defense that was beating up and kept giving him the ball back. But I don't know, man. I feel like the Texans aren't that same team. I feel like this is gonna play out more like what I thought that the Chargers game was gonna play out last week. So give me the Texans.
I hope you're right, man.
Wow, 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 wow. Well, I have to pick. I gotta agree with somebody. Someone's gonna get mad at me.
You
And
keep
in this
saying it.
case, in this case, I'm gonna agree with you, Flex. I'm going with the Texans defense. I don't know. I didn't see what I expected from Drake May. In the big games that both big games that I kind of thought I was gonna see that, which was the Bills game, the second Bills game, and last week. So, um, yeah, the Texans do worry me. That outline is atrocious. But the Pats don't have, the greatest names back there, pass rushers and things like that. I know they've had a favorable schedule, and the defense, did come up big for them, a few times in the season, but this is the playoffs. It's big boy stuff. I don't ex I expect to see a similar Drake May this week. So, um, I think the Texas defense is gonna fly around. I know the Patriots gonna have something up their sleeve. But I think the Texans will overcome that, and that defense will be too much, and will ultimately flat out win the game. But at least they'll cover. So give me the Texans to cover the +3 at New England. All right, for the Sunday night game,
Mm.
some would
The,
say the best game of the week. I don't know about that,
the
but
daddy of them all.
right. Uh, the Rams visit the Bears, and the Bears are dogs, 3.5 point dogs at home against the LA Rams. Man, this one here, 3.5, that hook. Um, I didn't think about this one, but I think I'm gonna go with, oh shit. Give me the Bears. I didn't think about this one. I was so over here with it. But give me the Bears, man. 3.5. Um, That magic, man, I believe it. I believe in that Bears magic. It showed its face again. I did it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna see it last week, but it sure did happen. Um, you know, the Rams just struggled to win this game against the Panthers. It's not like they walked all over the Panthers the way that most people thought that it was gonna happen, the way the Vegas saw it to happen. So this from what I know and from what I see, this is a better team than the Panthers, at least as far as magic and fourth quarter plays, and you know the Panthers show grit, so I don't want to shit on them too much, but yeah, I think there's gonna be some magic here to be had, and that hook scares me. I think this is a 3-point game. Um, I expect the Bears to have some magic up their sleeves, to say
I
the
know
least.
it's hard for you to say. I can feel it. Like
Yeah, I mean, I should have kind of thought about it, but I don't know, man. Something about the Rams is like it's not the Rams of old. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I know they got those two dynamic receivers. I know all of that. I know they got the possibly the MVP quarterback there, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on the Rams. Neither of them the Bears, but the Bears do got some grit. So I'm going to Bears here. Um, so that's my pick.
Well, I agree with you.
Ooh.
Bears have been one of my teams. But granted, I kind of like that. The Rams have been one of my teams as well. But I don't think that the Rams are built for like this environment. I don't want to. I'm not going to lean on the like Matt Stafford and cold weather type thing, but it's more of like their style of play. Um, it's a lot of pass catchers getting involved. It's it's a lot of timing. And I mean, I haven't checked what the wind's gonna be like and what the weather's gonna be like, but I just feel like
8 degrees.
that
It's gonna be
that
8 degrees.
yeah, so
Okay.
that kind of like plays into what I was like kind of thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not like that like lazy, oh, Matt Stafford in the cold. It's kind of just like it's the way that they play. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of there's not going to be anything down the field. I saw last week they tried to throw a ball down the field to Devontae Adams, and my man was a little. He was guarding that hamstring
Yep.
with his life, because he could have easily like overstretched and kind of like sold out for that pass, but he had that in the back of his mind. So that was in Carolina. With this cold weather, you have a player like Devontae Adams, everything is hurting. And even with Matt Sauer, everything is hurting. Everything takes longer to kind of warm up and kind of, and if Devontae Adams is feeling that fucking that hamstring, that quad or whatever it is, and he's feeling that thing that's kind of tight, man, I can't see him like having that impact. And even I know that they kind of I think it was on the first touchdown where they kind of like McVay kind of made it seem like they were going to go to Devontae Adams in the red zone. So they kind of threw a ball to him just to kind of like remind the Panthers that was a possibility. But I think it was Mike Jackson that was on him, and they ended up doing that reverse with Puka Nacua.
Hmm.
Um, but I feel like now that that's out there, you know what I'm saying? Like that, you could do that when Devonte Adams hasn't been in the hasn't played the last few weeks, and you're thinking that if he's playing, he's kind of full go. But seeing how he was playing on that like on those legs, and kind of knowing that he's not going to be the threat that they can kind of pretend that he is, I don't feel like stuff like that little timing stuff is going to be available. And obviously we saw that like the Bears are a team that obviously is built for this kind of game. You know what I'm saying? Like they got Monongai, they had Swift, they had Loveland that's gone crazy, and that's not even mentioning the wide receivers that they have. So I don't know, man. I feel like even having that hook available for a close game, we saw the thicker kicker. He missed one as well. So give me the Bears, man.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. It's gonna have to be a three-peat sweep.
Wow.
Makes me sad to say because I was on the Rams to start the year, but Rams are not. When the Rams fumbled away the division and fumbled away their seeding in the playoffs, that was when they fumbled away the postseason.
Yeah.
Because that team, similarly, exactly what you're saying. I'm not gonna say that it's Stafford can't play in the cold. It's just that this team, to be honest with you, I feel like more on the defensive side is not built to defend in the cold. They're built to play with a lead. They're a fast defense. They're not a big defense. They're built to
Sell out for turnovers.
pin back and attack the pass rushers. And I don't think any of that's going to be available to them in this game. I mean, like I said, I was just reading the forecast. Sunday's low will be 8 degrees. The temperature range will feel like -5 degrees to 4
Ooh.
degrees Wind will make it feel colder than the actual temperature.
Yikes.
I just think that
Precision game.
yeah, man, it's just gonna be the downfield passes are not gonna be available to you, and to be honest with you, they're not gonna be available to you in that precision passing game. I feel like you're gonna be better off if you want to. The downfield passes will be more available to an improvisation type quarterback like a Caleb Williams, a guy who's gonna rely on fitting balls into tight windows and using his accuracy and timing and all of that stuff. This is not going to be the game
100%.
for that. And I just feel like so many of the Rams' strengths are going to be just negated by not only the opponent but also the environment. I just feel like everything about the way that I expect this game to be played plays itself to the Bears. I mean, the Rams have a good rushing offense. I think the Bears have a better rushing offense. They have the two better running backs. It's tough. Obviously, I think they have the supreme quarterback, but I just don't know that that's going to make a difference in this game. I just totally
in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just totally see so much of the advantages going to the Bears, and I think they're going to win the game. I just so much of what makes this Rams team good is just doesn't seem like it's the matchup for them. Yeah, so I gotta take the Bears. Gotta take the Bears and gotta fade the Rams. I'm surprised that the Rams are still laying 3.5 with the hook. I'm surprised they're still favored.
Yeah, it's funny, man, because it's like you said, even on defense, everything. Like when you have a coach like McVay, who's a mad genius, everything is so built on precision, which is why when they're all clicking, it looks so perfect. But that's why they need to take more serious the regular season, because they have to be able to control everything.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just like even because it was fascinating watching your boy Tom Brady. I forgot to send you. I saw a hoodie at Marshall's that was on clearance that had forever on the front, and it had Brady with the 2 jerseys split down the middle. I forgot to take a picture, send it to
great.
you. But just him breaking down the differences, like how you have to throw the ball, like when it's windy. I don't know if any of you caught that.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Like the way that you have to shape your hand, the direction, the trajectory that you have to put on. I feel like all of this stuff is great, but like you can't. There's no way to prepare for it unless like you play in this weather consistently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
yeah, Matt Stafford was great last year, in Philly or whatever. But when was the last time that he played in that? You know what I'm saying? You can't replicate it until you have to. And the Bears have been playing, these big games in this weather. Like even the game against the Packers, the last game against the Packers, not the one that just passed. That was a primetime game as well, right? And it was cold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, the Bears have been playing in this already. It's like you bring a nigga from Miami up here, they're freezing. Mm-hmm. It's like it's just different, man. And I know it kind of gets oversold sometimes, but sometimes it's like, yo, you can't, like, -4 is walking into a meat freezer.
Yeah.
Like you're not thinking of just football. Your brain starts to think about other things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
God damn, even if you're thinking, how am I supposed to throw this ball on time? Then you're cooked. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if you're already in that, it's like, okay, you already kind of know what you got to do to get it out. So I just feel like there's no way to, especially this type, because you tell me, because even like the Eagles were thrown off with the weather. And they're not even a team that plays like with that sort of accuracy. You know what I'm saying? Like we're used to Jalen Hurts not being that accurate. But even that little bit of more that causes even more inaccuracy throws everything like that's why you saw AJ Brown dropping all those passes.
Yeah, 100%.
It's crazy. These are like every time I know I've been here a few times saying how um Caleb Williams, like he wows me at times, and then at times he's like, what the fuck? It's similar. Like you can almost make the same comparison with Stafford in his early days. Like he would have that they both have that laser arm. One of the two strongest arms I've ever seen. You could probably throw Favre and Cutler in there, maybe Vic in there, as far as strongest arms.
Jeff George, don't sleep on Jeff George.
Jeff George, yeah.
I'm
I
serious.
remember
He was the first
No, I remember
one.
Jeff George. I remember
but there's
Jeff George.
different
Yeah, he was
levels
nasty.
of don't forget Kyle Bowler.
Strong arm.
Should have been a bowler.
Anyway,
Who was the first one that made that joke? I forget who that was. That's not an original.
that wasn't an original.
It kind of feels like Stephen A.
Yeah, it was either him or Skip, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's cool. It's kind of cool to see them go at it, because of that similarity. And the last time I remember saying, feeling that way about a quarterback was Stafford. Like he would just have so many, great throws, and then some just easy layups he would miss, and horrible end toes as a Lion. So it's cool, man. I'm excited about it. Very excited.
Yeah, I hope I hope if Stafford finds a way to pull this off, because I think it would be big for his resume. I just, the thing that scares me about Stafford in this game is everything that I love about Stafford. The fact that he has the confidence to fit a ball in the tightest of windows because he believes in his accuracy. He believes in his force that he's going to put on the ball, and he believes in his receivers. And he'll take chances, you know what I mean? That's how he ends up turning the ball over sometimes, because he's willing to take those chances. That's why I love him, but I just feel like in this environment, so much of what makes him good it could so easily come back to bite him in the ass. But
and this team loves getting turnovers, man.
That's the thing. Yeah, this is a team that they're not even a good defense, and I feel like they're sitting on trying to overcompensate by waiting on the opportunity to
they'll let you have it. They'll let you have this one. They'll let you have the next one, but it's only to set you up for the third one.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes, but that's what I'm expecting. And now, are we expecting anything else? We have any? I like the unders for all of the games. I'll say that. I've already bet most of the unders. There was another prop that there was a couple props I already bet. I already bet the Bo Nix rushing yards over. I already bet the Jake Tonjes receiving yards over before it went way up. Now I think it went up 10 yards. When I bet it was 30 and a half yards. The last I saw was at 36 and a half. So
Kenneth Walker plus 58.
Nah, I don't trust anything he does.
Plus 58 to do what?
Rushing yards.
Nah, I can't mess with Kenneth Walker as long as Charbonnet is hanging around.
As far as touchdown wise, but I don't know. I just feel like that's Niners run defense. I don't know.
No, but wasn't there was what was it? I can't remember if it was it might have been the Niners game that Charbonnet went over 100. It was one of the last couple games of the season. I forget which one it was that like all of a sudden they pivoted to Charbonnet. It might not have been the Niners game. Maybe it was the week before, but they.
Yeah, I think Walker went over. I think Walker went over 60. I think he hit 90 last time.
No, he went over against the Niners. I just don't remember. There was a game. Maybe it was.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah,
it might have been the Panthers game. I don't remember, but it was.
Yeah,
it was
I do remember that.
They just like I just don't know when they're
who's gonna be out
that,
there.
okay, this is gonna be a Charbonnet day.
Right.
It seems like they just be rolling with the hot hand or whatever. So.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one, man.
And then use check your boy. I got all the use check overs too.
Nice.
They all cashed for me in the Eagles game. I was on his shit.
Did they? Yeah.
In that game too.
I
So
I was very I was like, there's Mike. I kept saying, I was like, there he is. Every time he did something big, I was, there he goes.
White guy goes out. Next white guy steps in.
Right. It's a kind of white guy they got there, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like
Not your
I'm
typical.
rooting against all of my picks except for Buffalo. That's the only one I want to win. The rest
Yeah.
of them I would rather not. But and I also just feel like I'm
You
also
agree,
kind of
Flex?
going with my feeling that this is I just really, and I don't want to put this out there, but it's just the truth. I feel like we're just gonna get a shitty Super Bowl this year.
Wow.
I feel like we're not gonna get we're already down to, thin options in terms of like what's gonna make a good Super Bowl, and I just feel like whatever we
and even
want,
what's gonna
it's not
make a
gonna
good
happen.
Super Bowl, I don't want it to happen. Like I don't want the Bills to win.
Yeah.
You don't
Well,
want them
think
to
about
win?
it. What are the options of a Super Bowl right now?
Well, I
What
know
do
you
we
don't
have?
want them to win, but you don't want
Right.
you don't want them to go.
Well, because I just think that Josh Allen is the type of player that you give him the possibility and it just might happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
This is the whole fandom thing. I just want to see a good game. I want a good Super Bowl, and I want a good, like, I want an interesting Super Bowl.
Yeah.
As
I'm
soon
here. I'm
as-
with you. I'm
Once
with you.
Josh Allen loses, there's nothing interesting to me about anybody in the AFC. Like that kills the AFC side of the Super Bowl for me.
Really?
Yeah, I mean Houston is
Caleb
kind of
Williams?
interesting, but no, AFC.
no, I'm saying
Yeah,
like
AFC.
Caleb Williams versus C.J. Stroud.
I don't know. I think
I
the
don't know.
Broncos are the distasteful ones. I think everybody else is kind of have a little something on to
Yeah,
'em.
they have no sazon.
I don't know.
Ah.
Maybe I'm just rooting against the New England thing. I don't find it to be interesting, and I also feel like if they go to a Super Bowl in the first year of May and Vrabel,
The worst thing that can happen to them.
I just would rather see them work their way up there a little bit. I don't want to see
Right.
them go this
Yeah,
year.
if they don't win it, if they go to Super Bowl and don't win it, I could definitely see a Bengals thing here.
And we won't.
Bengals,
Like where it's
what do
like
you mean?
it might have been better that it was too fast kind of thing. Like, or maybe I should say Giants kind of like making the playoffs. Like
Yeah,
it could
but
be
with the-
more it could be more
the
The
hurtful.
Bengals,
Bengals-
was it too bad? Was it too fast, or was it just a fluke?
It just
That's
all
what- yeah.
clicked.
Sure.
Because
Well,
at what point do we say like
it was a fluke.
Yeah, like I feel like that the Bengals went on that run, and I'm starting to feel like they fooled people into thinking that they had a good team. They had something cooking there.
No.
The synergy.
We
It all
shall
clicked,
see.
man. Once you have to pay Chase and T. Higgins
Yeah,
$55
that might have
million
hurt.
combined, and that
H was the first one saying it.
and that defense has to take a hit where they can't even pay their best player. Granted, I know that he took a step back, but who knows if it's the other stuff that had to do with it. And plus being forced to draft an edge rusher that wasn't very good because maybe you're setting up to get rid of Hendrickson because you can't pay him. Like the dominoes that,
Right.
because of being a cheap organization, the dominoes that fall into place because of like what they have to prepare themselves for,
Yeah.
maybe that's kind of what happens, man. And they wanted to keep that quarterback and they have to keep him happy. So
Yep.
So
There you have
coach
it.
of the year, quick, who you got?
I think Vrabel.
You're going for
But
Vrabel.
I think Vrabel, that turnaround was crazy, bro.
I'm going McDonald. Nobody's talking about him as coach of the year, but I'll go with him.
yeah,
Right.
McDonald.
I feel like if the one seed with Sam Darnold don't get you coach of the year, then he's never gonna get it.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
And like people at the beginning wanted to say how, the Patriots don't have weapons and they don't have this and they don't, they spent more money than anybody else in free agency. Like
True.
they had players on the defense already. Drake May was the number 3 overall pick that was in the running for the number 1 overall pick. before that season.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and most importantly, they played the worst schedule in the last 30 years. Like, look at what the fucking Seahawks, look at what they had, look at who they had to beat out to win that fucking division.
That's a fact. That's true. I didn't think of that.
yeah.
Who else?
They had 3 1-seed worthy fucking teams in the division.
Damn, how did I fucking pass on Ben Johnson?
2 of the top 3 coaches.
I know.
Widely regarded in the league.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Johnson is a candidate too, but similar to like the reasons why I like McDonald, I feel like that he benefited from a down year for that division.
Yeah. Nah, that's a fact. McDonald definitely deserves it. There's a few guys that you
an
can
MVP.
Make a case for, but oh wow, that's a tough one to just throw at me. Shit.
Why? For me, it's easy. Why is it a tough one? Okay,
I don't know because I'm thinking quarterback.
Who do you think it is? Or like just throw out 5 names if you want. I don't care.
Well, help me then. Help me. I'm thinking quarterback. I'm thinking.
I mean, it seems like the
Stafford.
consensus is pretty much just down to Stafford May.
Stafford May. Those are the 2 that I was thinking, and then.
So it's hard for you to choose between those 2.
I'm just. I don't know. I'm drinking blanks. Who else would be there? But between them 2.
If you can't think of them, then they're not MVP worthy.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. It's man. Shit. I don't know. I think. Fuck. I would probably go with. I don't know. Probably go Drake, man, just because Stafford is like. We've seen him do it, and Drake May kind of came out of nowhere, and I know the whole.
Is that?
I feel like by that logic, Sam Darnold should be obviously he's not going to get it because it's one of those things where it's like a year late. Like if Sam Darnold, let's say, it's not going to happen, but he wins the Super Bowl next year, even if he has a worse season than he did this year, he'd be in the running for MVP.
Yeah. Probably should be Stafford, but I don't know. I just say May because he's that new face. He's that young cat that came out of nowhere.
That's terrible. You disgust me. I'm disgusted.
But I'm just telling you what I'm thinking.
Over. I'm disgusted.
The question wasn't what I would pick. It was who's gonna win it. I'm telling you what I'm thinking NFL's gonna do.
I think the question was who do you got?
Right. To win it. I'm thinking okay, so if you're asking me personally, I don't know. I'll probably pick fucking Dexter Lawrence. If you ask me.
So you think that you think May's gonna win it for
Brian Burns.
Okay.
He's the new kid on the block, man.
Oh, okay. That's less disgusting. I thought you were saying that he is worthy of it because of those reasons.
No. I'm saying.
I thought you were saying he should win it because he's a new face, and that's what you want. That's what I was hearing.
No. Honestly, I didn't think about who I would think out of the whole season.
I would say McCaffrey. He would be my MVP.
That's a good one.
Because the Niners wouldn't even make the playoffs without Christian McCaffrey. Like I have to either give Coach of the Year to Shanahan or MVP to McCaffrey. Like he won 5 games with Mac Jones. How is he the only one who
doesn't break down?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Puka's a good. Puka's
he's the man. Do you love any wide receiver as much as you love Puka?
I do for sure. Garrett Wilson.
You got somebody?
He's my favorite wide receiver still.
Nice.
He's going a little bit crazy though.
I don't love Puka. I love to watch him play. I don't love him as a guy.
Yeah.
I don't really know him as a guy, honestly. I don't really know him as a guy.
I don't really know. I don't know him personally, but there's
but I'm saying
that I do know.
The stuff hasn't trickled out.
Yeah.
Since like we're starting to find out about him.
Once you start fucking with Aiden Ross, you lose a lot of shit in my book.
Yeah.
And
didn't his brother something happened with his brother recently?
Both of them.
Yeah, his brother was on some goofy shit. Didn't he steal a car? Some Lakers player's car, some shit like that. I don't know. I don't love him as a guy. As a player, he's fun to watch, but
definitely.
Yeah.
That video was like, I lift weights.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
is there a receiver who I love more than Puka? I could name several.
Oh wow.
Personally.
Gotcha. I just love the way he plays, man. Like I love it. Fucking nose in the ground. He reminds me a lot of Hines Ward.
Antonio Brown, kind of.
Oh no, I didn't think that. Another Steelers. I was thinking
Actually,
he reminds me a lot of Hines Ward.
I was just gonna say, I was just gonna say that exact same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's that dirty, gritty dude.
Better, but
yeah, more explosive
style,
for sure. Play style, right?
That would be the comp. For
gets in the mud.
Like you like if you get a pick, you gotta watch. Or if there's a fucking halfback screen or tight end screen,
crackback.
Be careful, bro. Yeah.
Was it Jacoby Myers who laid somebody out with a block in that game?
Yeah, it was. So.
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't know he was blocking like that. That's just surprising. I was like, oh shit, look at Jacoby Myers fucking laying niggas out. I did not know he had that in his bag.
Yeah. My son was a great blocker, bro. Great blocker.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna sneak preview, spoiler. I think I might have to do an ISO show this weekend if I have time. There's a lot going on, and
Knicks fans, cover your ears, Knicks fans.
I have a lot of Knicks thoughts. Yeah, I have a lot of Knicks thoughts. A lot of Knicks thoughts.
It's funny, my son. Okay.
No, I was just gonna say that Sacramento game was rough.
Yo, my son, my first thing my son does in the morning is run up to me like, every time the Knicks fucking do something either bad or negative, I'm just like, I always think, oh shit, man, and I'm like, and I think of H. I think that I'm like, oh shit, here you go. That's why when he said ISO, I had already previously this morning had thought about an ISO from him. And this is the second time he mentions the ISO. 2 weeks in a row.
A lot of my Karl Anthony Towns fears are starting to reveal themselves, unfortunately. But we'll see. It's still early, but it's. You can't really make too much of the NBA season until.
Yeah, especially with a team that's been like this.
True.
The last couple of years, where it's like, oh, okay, we know when we have to start taking the season seriously. You know, like they've already progressed to like, okay, the only way that this is not a failure if we're in the finals.
Right.
Yeah, but
can't even put these things on.
There's some teams in the East aren't
the blue blockers.
Anyhow, all right, we got that's it, right? There's nothing else NFL wise going on. Tomlin steps down.
real quick. This is the observation that I had, which I'm hesitant. All right. But we know that Cheeks is a big fan of this movie, the famed movie Scarface with Al Pacino.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that.
I think you say Belly.
I thought you was gonna say that right wing.
The Christian movie. What was it called? Not the Passion of Christ. Fucking.
No, some
but
shit.
He's in it, right? The guy who played he was.
Is he?
Diesel?
Yeah, I think he's either
the
director.
Oh,
he's a rapist or some shit.
Song of Freedom.
He's a rapist in this movie.
Oh,
music.
Yeah.
The Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom.
There you go.
Come on, guys. I got the poster right there.
That's why it's blurred. That's why your background's blurred.
Yeah. That's for my other podcast. You see all of that. I put my red hat on and all that. You see all that shit up there. I got the gold. I got the fake gold shit from the same shit from Home Depot that Trump got. Put it on the wall and everything.
Spray paint. You know what's mad funny? We had a vase or a vase or whatever that was like green or some shit. We was about to throw it out, and my girl goes, because like I painted everything in the crib. It's like, yo, can we make that gold? I was like, I can try, man, but that's just gonna look kind of, you know, when you spray paint gold, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I did have to spray paint it. That shit looks just like fucking the background of the Trump thing. Which, by the way, the conspiracy theory, I don't know if you guys know, is that it's actually real gold that's been melted down from Fort Knox, and when he leaves the White House, he's gonna take it with him because you know, he's gonna say that, you know, I paid for all of this shit myself. It's just fucking fake fucking gold when it's actually real gold from Fort Knox on some 007 Goldfinger shit. But
we're gonna, as a show, we're gonna have to stop pegging me as the fucking conspiracy theory. Because this motherfucker
no, I'm just saying.
He always like, hey, Chicks, I know you know about this conspiracy
I'm just
theory.
aware of all of it. I'm aware of all of this shit.
Which one?
I'm aware of all of the shit that's going down because I don't only have
more aware than me. That's my point.
I have the fourth eye open, all right? It's the one that has that eye on the conspiracy theorists.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So,
but you definitely know more than I do. You're the watcher. You're watching all.
This has nothing to do. Well, you know what's funny? Because the reason why I'm thinking that is because all I did was I saw a quote tweet that said, I have a theory about this, but didn't actually say anything. And that's kind of like what made me think of that. So this is not even a conspiracy. It might be my conspiracy theory. So maybe you might be right the whole time. You know, I'm the one starting this shit, but you know, keep that eye open.
Who that? Stephen
That mustache. Was that Freddie Mercury?
Nah, you can't see him holding the 100.
I just see that mustache.
No, I can't see the 100 sign.
Oh, Will Chamberlain.
Yeah.
I said Freddie Mercury.
I said fucking Stephen X.
Yo, all right. So we all know the movie famous one has Scarface.
Oh, yeah.
Al Pacino, all that stuff. We remember the famous scene in Freedom, you know, Freedom Town or Freedom whatever the camp.
Yeah, the Sound of Freedom.
And, you know, when well, the Sound of Freedom. Revenga!
Oh, Freedom Town. Okay, yeah. From the movie Scarface. Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You lost me.
No, you lost me. You scrambled my GPS.
You said Freedom, Sound of Freedom, and now I went back to that when you said that. Anyway,
you always want to go back to that. So my theory is that obviously that movie's famously, you know, the actors don't know English. You know, there's nobody Cuban really in that movie, especially, you know, and like the stereotypes or whatever.
Manolo is though.
Oh, yeah. That Revenga. I think that was an attempt to use the word revenge, but make it sound like
Spanish?
A Spanish name. Because revenge es revancha.
Yeah.
Y venganza in Spanish. But revenga sounds like revenge if you're saying it in English, but with a fucking, if you're trying to make it Spanish, if you don't know Spanish.
Right.
So I think it was yesterday or the day before where I'm like, hold on a second. Is that these white niggas like trying to be slick with some shit that sounds like revenge, and it being like, obviously because they're getting revenge on fucking Revenga because of what he did to Castro, the fucking in the jails or whatever is that and they yell out Revenga
Libertad, and they're all saying Libertad in Freedom Town. That's true.
I don't know. I was scared that you guys that was already a thing. Maybe that it was already documented because, you know, I don't need.
I mean, I've always thought that. I didn't know it was documented, but I always thought that same thing. What you're saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
I never heard. Like, I never heard Oliver Stone say anything about that. So
yeah, it just sounded like it just clicked because I was like, I was like listening and I'm like, yeah, it's famously nobody in it is actually fucking Cuban or fucking Hispanic, and I'm like, and then I hear
Jewish. Most of them are Jewish. I think.
Yeah, and I'm like hearing the name again. I was like, hold on a second. Were they trying to be like trying to be slick and at the same time?
But that's the thing too now.
Like prophetic. You know what I'm saying?
But they do that a lot now too. More like hidden meanings and shit. So I wouldn't. But
it's such a whack hidden meaning though. You know what I'm saying? Because like,
all right, I guess it wasn't well hidden, if anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Revenga, classic man.
Revenge.
People.
Scarface top 5 all-time movie or no?
All time maybe.
I heard this
Iconic.
and I heard iconic. But I'll say that. I heard this and I kind of agree. It's probably the best worst movie ever.
It's definitely top 5 of that, definitely.
Yeah, I kind of agree with, but I love it so much that it's like
You're willing to overlook the flaws.
but I know I loved it so much. I didn't see the flaws till like I was so into you just love the character so much, and that's really what separates it. It's like how many movies do you love, like just fucking adore the character, you know?
Yeah. That actually reminds me real quick of I caught
This
myself.
movie.
No, it was so ridiculous. It's actually Scarface related. Yeah,
What
because
was that?
My favorite movie of the year last year,
Weapons.
Demon Slayer. Anyway,
Oh, so
Is it
I was doing like
K-pop?
some.
no, it's
K-pop
Demon
Demon
Slayer.
Hunters?
No, it's Demon Slayer.
Oh,
Yeah, I got the
I never
stickers
heard
and everything.
I never heard of
So I was doing like I like to do voices like with my son to like piss him off, my little one.
Uh-huh.
So I said something to the effect of like, oh, like I did in like a southern accent. Oh, my little baby over here, something like that, right? And he goes, I'm not your baby. And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, who are you, Michelle Pfeiffer and Scarface? But I was like, I didn't even say it. I didn't even say it because I was like, what the hell would be the point of me even saying
That's fun. That's fun.
That would have been mad funny if you would have said that and then he would have known. I assume he's never seen that.
Or, no, of course.
No.
It's my 8-year-old.
No, I know. Listen, you never know.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like I was just thinking,
If
like,
you ask my 8-year-old,
if I looked up into the like I turned my head and like looked at the camera and said like, who are you? Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh my god. Oh man. Well,
yeah,
there
it's
you
actually
have it.
that there too. I don't know if you can see it.
What is that? So this is really your favorite movie? I never heard of this. Demon Slayer?
Yeah, I have it on my phone and everything.
So
Yeah.
that's like AC Slater, right?
I missed that one. Demon Slayer. What is that?
Yo, it's on Netflix right now, bro.
Horror movie?
It's an anime series, and then the movie came out. They had a couple movies, but this one was.
Oh yeah, my son saw that in the movie theater. But he said
I
that,
went with it.
he said that there's like fucking you gotta wait like 5 years for the next one.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the whack part. Yeah, but I'm telling you,
fan service or no? If there's no fan service, I don't want to watch it.
I don't know what that means. Fan service.
Fan service is when they sneak in some sex or nudity or stuff like
Oh no. It's a lot of boobies, a lot of cleavage though.
that. Hentai.
No,
Hentai is my shit.
Bukkake.
Yeah, I'll send you a little.
Bukkake's not my shit. Bukkake's Bukkake, I'm good. I'll do it. I can do without the bukkake, but hentai, I'm in. We got to do another separate episode because I got a lot of questions that I want to ask y'all about pornography, but we don't have time for that today. But I've been thinking a lot about how porn has evolved since I first was introduced to porn until now. I got a lot of questions. Because porn is such a private experience that I don't know what other people's experiences are. And there's sometimes where I'm thinking, like, is everybody getting this same shit that I'm getting? Is everybody seeing what I'm seeing here?
Because there's a lot out there.
There's a lot out there, and it's troubling to me, some of it. And for me to say that's troubling when
You've been in these streets.
There's not a type of
You
porn
are the
I've
streets.
consumed. Yes, I.
Your
It's not a porn.
your album cover is you in a porn like the Locks when they did the concrete
Yes.
with the.
Yes. Yes.
That's crazy.
I mean, we don't know where you're gonna put your face, but
There's not a porn I haven't consumed. It's
We know
crazy.
my face.
well, but then it'd be
Yikes.
covering.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things I got questions about. But
Yeah, we can do that
we'll talk
offline.
about that another day. But there's some concerning stuff out there, for the children. Got to get to the bottom of it. All right. With that being said, is that it? And anything else? Happy Martin Luther King. That's gonna be Monday, right?
Yeah, it might be your last one, buddy.
The 19th, yeah.
Well, no, I'm just looking forward to the club flyers, man. I hope they got.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Keep an eye out.
Forgot. I have to. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say it. Navy Day we passed a couple days ago.
Oh, nigga, Navy.
The anniversary. Damn. Yeah, I was excited about that too.
Oh, word.
One of my favorite
nigga Navy.
Yeah.
All right, my brothers.
But I'm excited for the club flyers. Martin Luther King.
Yeah, keep an eye out. Third eye out. Fourth eye.
Stay black.